Hi guys, welcome to Comfort Life channel. I am so happy to see you here today. In this video, we're talking about food that can help us to boost our collagen production. As we all know, collagen is something that's very important. It protects our skin's outer layer. It actually helps us to look younger, longer, actually prevents from, having wrinkles and premature skin aging and all these kind of things. Unfortunately, we do age, we cannot really stop that process, but we can definitely help ourselves by including great foods into our diet. And as you can see, I would call them even regular foods, nothing outrageous or extremely expensive, something that you probably already consume on a daily basis. So I will just mention here that obviously you need to make sure that your diet is rich in vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and proteins. And when I'm saying proteins, I don't really mean meat necessarily. People, vegans, vegetarians can do really well with meat alternatives. So I'm just going to start with the first food here, which is going to be cabbage. As you know, it's probably weird, but cabbage is really a superfood, and it tremendously helps us to boost our collagen production. Cabbage is rich in vitamins A, B, C, and E. It's a very powerful antioxidant. And the reason I really love cabbage is because it's a perfect food that we could use for fermenting the vegetables. I have here also fermented sauerkraut, which is a fermented cabbage. And I made it myself, and it's very simple actually to make one, and it will last you a long time because you don't really need to eat a lot. Maybe you really start with a tablespoon a day. The reason I love fermented sauerkraut is because it helps us to heal our guts, and it's very important if we really want to get all the vitamins and nutrients from the food that we eat. As you know, if our guts are not working properly, we actually will be just unable to do so. So cabbage really helps us to fight those free radicals, and it's a delicious food. You could enjoy it in a healthy coleslaw option. I just have it cut already, and it's red cabbage here and white because I'm going to cook it. And every time you're cooking cabbage, or eating it in a salad, it's a great idea to eat it as soon as possible because it's so rich in vitamin C and it actually oxidizes very, very fast. The next food I'm going to show you here is going to be an avocado. Avocados are really good. They are very rich in fatty acids. They're really so good if you apply them topically. And you can watch my video where I talk in details about avocados. You can really know more about them. But, the main point is that they contain antioxidants, vitamin E, and it's also very good for the collagen production. You can also use avocado oil. It's deeply hydrating, helps to reduce the redness, acne, and blemishes. So avocado it is. The next food I'm going to show you here today is going to be obviously red fruits and veggies. So I just have my regulars, something I typically buy in the store weekly. The red pepper, it could be a green pepper too, and the apples. I'm not a huge fan of, as they say, healthiest green apples, so I really buy just, the red, half red apples here. And tomatoes, of course. They are very delicious. You could buy any kind of tomatoes. I just need to tell that with all this type of foods, you need to follow the rule, dirty dozen and clean 15. As far as red veggies and fruits, there's just really eat a rainbow rule. And I also have here my favorites, which are beets. I have a raw beet salad almost every day. I prefer it raw for some reason. It's really good. But you could also, boil them. You could roast them. You could prepare various things, add them to salads, just additionally. And it's really good. I love them. They're delicious, very healthy for your liver. But of course, seasonally, you could also indulge yourself into a great berry like strawberries, raspberries. So I should probably also, if I started talking about fatty acids, mention the fish. But I don't have it here right now. I don't really eat fish that often. And I would say that you also need to be very careful with fish, especially with tilapia, with the shark, and even tuna, because many of them contain lead. Stay away from the farm-raised fish like salmon. I know it's very tempting because it's less expensive, but it will contain more omega-6 fatty acids, which in turn might make your omega-3 and 6 out of balance. Besides that, if you are eating canned food, make sure it has BPA-free lining and as much as possible not containing any salt. But of course, if you're not eating fish, you're vegan, vegetarian, that's not a problem at all. I just love raw nuts. Here I have right now the cashews, and my favorite nut is walnut. It's very good for your brain, it's very good for your heart. And obviously all these foods that are not only good for boosting your collagen production, they're just simply good for your health. And the list of nuts, of course, is not limited. You could really eat any other nuts, pecans, whatever nuts are your favorites actually. The next food I got here is beans. I got it out of the fridge. The green beans are so rich in zinc and hyaluronic acid. It already makes it a very beneficial food for our skin. So I love eating green beans. I think the most important rule is not to overcook it when you do it. Besides, they're delicious in many different recipes. You could just prepare, soup with them, add it to any casserole, add it to pretty much any salad. Just eat it like that. They're a great appetizer with hummus, let's say. What I need to mention is garlic. Believe it or not, garlic is a very healthy food, of course. We all know that it can combat the flu and actually prevent the flu symptoms during the flu season. But also, it's very rich in sulfur, lipoic acid, and it actually helps to rebuild collagen. Isn't it great? You could add it to pretty much any dish and even eat it raw. Honestly, people even use garlic for reducing the acne. I'm actually going to look into it and probably have a video about that. So the next bit, of course, and obviously, is going to be carrots. Carrots is so good, so healthy for you, and you can enjoy them cooked and raw. By the way, cooked, sometimes the nutrients are absorbed better, because normally if you cook them, you use some fat, and it increases the vitamin and mineral absorption in the carrots. They are a great collagen booster food. They are rich in vitamin A and also help with reducing acne, because they increase the blood flow to the skin surface, and besides, there are millions of ways in using carrots. If you're a smoothie person, you can incorporate almost everything I have here into a smoothie and still, have great results. Obviously, if I'm talking about, orange veggies here right now, I need to mention the citrus fruits. They're like vitamin C is a key ingredient in our actually skin appearance and the collagen and elastin production. So citrus fruits are great because they're just not limited to oranges. You could also have limes, lemons. Grapefruit is actually my favorite. You have to make sure you get the organic option whenever possible, because they are, pretty much contaminated with different nasty things. And you should know that sometimes people just peeling that white thing, that layer under the skin. This is actually, if you're of course getting an organic option, one of the most beneficial things in the oranges. And besides that, it's also always a great idea to have a whole fruit instead of juice, because it will provide you with the fiber. Not only that, you can get a lot of sugar in one glass of orange. That's not a big deal really if you are not diabetic or any problems with sugar, and if you have it in the morning, let's say, that's fine. But if you want to reduce the sugar intake and if you're suffering from acne, the whole fruit is always better. Of course, I have to mention the dark leafy greens and veggies. Actually, beans will fall into that category as well. Here I have my favorite is spinach and arugula. I love really having my greens raw, and I would really suggest probably not to have that much raw spinach, because it contains some anti-nutrients, and it's also good to add it to the cooked food. It's not going to have a lot of vitamins reduced, and the same goes to kale, because some people can't tolerate when they just eat it raw. It might be heavy on their digestion. Actually, if your digestion is not healthy and you're just on the path of rebuilding your gut health, any type of raw food like that could bring worse symptoms like gas and bloating, even stomach cramps. So you need to start slow. The next food I'd really love to share, which is probably like an addition, it's not like food by itself, although there is like a flaxseed sort of oatmeal out there which you can cook. So flaxseed meal or just flax seeds are really great for us because they contain omega-3 fatty acids, and it's a well-known fact, scientifically proven, that the more omega-3s you have in your diet, the better your skin is going to look, especially if you want to prevent the premature aging, wrinkles. But I need to mention here is that when I'm talking about a lot of omega-3s in your diet, I really mean the keyword in your diet. I'm not talking about supplements, because it's really not easy sometimes to get a good quality one, and I really believe that this fish oil that it's in there might also be contaminated with kind of nasty things. So flaxseed is really a thing to go, and you need to incorporate at least a tablespoon a day. You could add it to smoothies again. You could just sprinkle it all over your food, your salad. I just forgot to mention that your dark leafy greens contain the antioxidants called lutein, and it's really good for your skin health. And it's really a good idea to consume green leaves and veggies daily. Let's say 10 milligrams of lutein will give you 4 ounces of spinach and 2 ounces of kale. The last food I have here, I think, yes, the last one is going to be soy. Well, soy is a tricky food for me, and I always say that you don't really need to go crazy on soy. Yes, it does contain a hormone which is perfect for your skin, strengthens your skin and blocks enzymes that can cause the skin aging and all kind of things, but it also contains a phytoestrogen hormone which might be not good for every type of person out there. Besides, there are a lot of complications with soy if you don't have a non-GMO or organic option, because it can be contaminated with pesticides again. So here I am using organic sprouted tofu. Well, sprouted is not really the necessarily option here. I just love it because it has two containers, and I hate it when you open the whole pack and you just end up not using half of it. Besides, you can actually store tofu in a refrigerator for about a week. You just need to make sure you change the liquid every 2 or 3 days. You can even freeze tofu, but it will probably change from white color to dark brown or brown color, just for your information. There are other ways of enjoying soy products, of course. I just, normally just stick with tofu, and I need to make sure here that I'm not talking about soy milk. You can watch my video where I talk about different kinds of non-dairy nut milks, about their advantages and disadvantages. So maybe you should just check that out, so you will be more informed of, sometimes they call it superfoods, but they are not really a superfood and might cause you health problems. At the end of this video, I would really recommend you to try to come up with a meal, we could call it a collagen booster meal, which would incorporate as many food that you see in here as possible. And as far as fruits, don't eat fruits after a meal. It's always the best idea to eat it half an hour before, and actually morning is the best. I don't fall into the category of people which follow this rule. I love to have, let's say, fruits for supper, so I just can't do nothing about that because I always prefer to have my last meal of the day kind of light. So that's why I stick to fruits and nut butters. Talking about nuts, if you are eating a lot of nuts in your diet, I would recommend you to soak them. I have a video about that if you're interested, because it's very important. They contain anti-nutrients, and if nuts are a staple in your diet, it might be causing some nutrient deficiencies, even because they will prevent important minerals and vitamins from absorption. So I call this actually food science. It's a great idea just to grab it and eat, but you have to do it the smart way so you get all the vitamins and all the nutrients. As I would also recommend you to watch my videos about gut health. I have a few already, and I will keep working on it, because it's such a shame when you spend money and you're just really trying to cook foods for yourself and for your family, but if your gut is not healthy, you probably will not end up getting all the benefits that this wonderful food can provide. I really hope you guys like this video. Now you know that this type of foods, this food in particular, can boost your collagen and elastin production, provide you with numerous health benefits, and it's just great to have it on your table. So grab your food list and include this into your food list. Well, I want you to thank you guys for your attention. I wish you to stay very happy, healthy, be thankful, grateful, and never give up. If you like this video, please put a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later.